Texas Assisted Living Facility got together with the community to release messages into the night sky to remember friends and families affected by Alzheimer's and dementia.
KLTV 7's Alex Weister was there. He spoke with folks to learn about what it means to honor everyone who's impacted by that disease tonight.
Sending heartfelt messages soaring, Azalea Trails Assisted Living along with members of the community sent off balloons and lit lanterns with special messages on them to remember loved ones.
I think it's important to honor your loved ones, whether you've lost somebody to the disease or you're currently struggling with it. So we are just excited to do something tangible and with a community to where we can talk about it.
Friends, family, staff, and residents gather to share their stories.
Already are a very small, tight-knit family group, and so I think it's beautiful. We love our community.
Thorne, who shared the story of her mother dealing with the disease, says despite it being a difficult process, being able to share the experience with others eases the burden.
Finding those that are in like-minded situations makes you feel like you're not alone, and I think it's really important to network and find community where you can, and especially with dealing something as challenging as having a loved one with dementia.
The community also using these lanterns and balloons as a sign of hope that one day there will be a world without Alzheimer's or dementia.
You know, Alzheimer's dementia, so many people have it, and it's just such a sad disease for our families. So the hope is that further research can keep going so we can eventually cure this.
Alex Weister, KLTV 7 News.
All the proceeds from tonight go straight to the Alzheimer's Association.